Hi everyone, my name is Herschel. Today date is 10th of August 2022. In this video, we are going to talk about the life cycle of exception class object. So we will discuss in this video like how this object is created, what these objects do, and how it's going to be did. The life cycle of this particular object is similar to the human life cycle. Like we get the birth, we will live our life and then go to the death. In the same way, this object is going to be created. Now, the question arises how this object is created. This object is created. For example, I have created a program of 10 to 15 lines or more than that. On the fifth line or sixth line, I get the exception arises. When this exception arises, your thread, which is executing your main program, will create an object and pass to the JVM. So that JVM can check if that for that particular exception we have written any code or not. So this particular object, when given to the JVM check if the particular exception code is written or not. If it is written, suppose I have written in the catch block some exception code, then JVM will check the condition or the object we have written or exception we have written in catch block is matching with the exception created. Suppose the exception while executing program was created was null pointer, and I have returned the catch block or arithmetic exception. So in this particular case, as the exception is mismatching, your catch block will not going to be executed. Then JVM will check if there is any another catch block is there or not. If it is not, then it will print a exception on your console with all the details like your class name, your method name, your package name, the line, the cause, and the exception, the detailed message of exception, which exception is arise. So now question arises, how this exception is printed on the console, like how it is internally working. So this object was created which access the method of exception or your throwable class, which is the super class, and there is some predefined methods and constructor which is used to perform this particular task. We will see one by one what are these methods and your constructors. First we will talk about the method. First method is add suppression. It is the thread safe method and it is used by the try block for its source with the source statement. Then we have a equals method. This equal method is check if the given object is matching with this particular object or not. I mean to say, like whenever, as we have seen, if the execution, the exception was created, it going to with the execution which is created going to be checked with the execution we have written in the catch block. So this is done by your equals method. Then we have your fill in stack trace. This particular method will record the object of throwable information of a throwable object for the current stack trace for the current thread. Then we have a get cause. This particular method will execute to get the cause of exception, why this exception is arised. Then we have a get localized message. This method will provide you the local description of your exception, while like what exception is arise. Then we have one more method, get message. This message will provide you the detailed description of your particular exception. Then we have a end cause. This particular end cause will this method will convert the cause into the specific value. It will initialize that particular cause into the specific values. Nothing but it will provide you the line number from where the exception is raised. Then we have a toString. toString will provide you the short description. It is the combination of your class name and your particular the result of your local message, which is nothing but the short description. So this will provide you the class name and the description of your particular exception. Then we have your print trace. This print trace will provide print this particular details. On the first line, it will print the output of two strings, which is your nothing but class name, your description, and in the remaining line, it will print the data recorded by your fill in stack trace. So this is the methods internally covered. Then now we will talk about the constructors. So your throwable class have two constructors, and there are some constructor which is provided by their subclasses. So first we will talk about the default constructor. The default constructor nothing but construct a throwable with the null. Then we have a one parameterized constructor which have a parameter as a string message. It will construct a new throwable with the detailed message of a exception. Then we have a one more constructor which have your parameters as string message and your cause throwable cause. This will create a new throwable with your detail message and the cause of exception. Then we have a one more constructor which have a parameters as your string message, throwable cause, boolean enable suspension, and boolean write stack trace. So this particular will provide you the message, detail message, and the cause of exception, and enable disable of suspension, and enable and disable of your write stack trace. Then we have a last one which is your print, which is your constructor as throwable, which have a parameter string causes or your string to string. This particular constructor will provide all the details like your cause, your description, which is provided by your toString method, which is your class name, your detailed message, your causes, your line number, etc. So this is how this internally works, and this is all about the life cycle of your exception object. Thank you.